So I'm over here forecasting and pulling charts. Solar return is on the horizon, and I noticed something very interesting and unique that I have not noticed before. That is, for this particular year, my solar return will be taking place on the same exact day as my lunar return. And I haven't really seen many astrologers reference this or give any type of insight on this phenomenon, which had me digging through the vaults, searching for some type of explanation as to how often does this happen? Am I the only one this has happened to? And what type of rhyme or reason is there for this particular occurrence? And also, what is the significance of it? So far, what I have discovered is this concept of mectonic cycles, METONIC cycles, and it goes very deep. So to keep this explanation very short and concise, pretty much what astronomers have discovered is that it takes 19 years for the moon to make it back to an exact location that it was 19 years previously, which means apparently 19 years ago when I had my solar return. My lunar return also was taking place on the same day. However, 19 years ago, I don't even think I was pulling lunar return charts at that time. I don't even think I was pulling solar return charts at that time. This is my first time noticing it. And so, for anybody else who's out there, if you ever notice this happen, it happens once every 19 years, which, yes, I happen to think is very significant due to the rarity of the occurrence. Because I wasn't able to find a lot of, like, how do you call it, empirical data, any type of testimonials of the energies, how it played out for that particular year, for that person who experienced it. I'm going to be the person who experiments with it and provides some real-time feedback on how this energy is manifesting within my life. I'll only be able to document this once. And then 19 years later, we'll have another opportunity to touch bases and see if the results are similar. Now, let me try to go back 19 years ago. 19 years ago, let's see, I just finished high school. I entered into the military. Shortly after, literally about a month after my 19th birthday. So astrology wasn't really at the forefront of my mind at that time. I was just wanting to make sure I got out of boot camp. With my mind, dignity intact, and body, hell. So that's what was taking place 19 years ago. For me personally, I entered into the military. And that was like one of my first times being away from all manner of family. I had no family. Obviously, when you go to boot camp, you just give up on all of the comforts of life for that particular time frame that you're being initiated into the red magic, the ways of the iron Martian energy. And I won't say nothing else about that. Now, here it is 19 years later, and the energy is still unfolding. This is a placeholder. I did pull my solar return and lunar return chart, of course, and I charted it out. I drew it out by hand. So tomorrow, when it's some daylight, I'll show you side by side. But what I can tell you for sure is that my lunar return chart is reflecting, is mirroring my solar return chart. That means, let's see, for those of you who are astrologically inclined, my solar return chart has my ascendant as Virgo, descendant as Pisces. But when I pull the lunar return chart, guess what? My ascendant now becomes Pisces, with my descendant becoming Virgo. So I am able to confirm that the moon is reflecting the sun, and it looks like it's mirroring it back in reverse. That is one thing I was able to confirm. So all of my placements, all of the planetary placements and house placements shifted in reverse. It's like it's a polarity play. I can say that for sure. It's a polarity, and I'll be able to show you so you can see what I mean about that. And so now I'm over here wondering, okay, how can I use this energy shoot advantageously and to the fullest extent, because it won't happen again for another 19 years. And so for those of you who may be listening and you haven't made it to the other 19-year mark yet, or if this is getting ready to happen to you now, or you experienced it and you realized it and you have some intel to share, please leave a comment. I really would like to know. The information on this is kind of scarce. Of course, I'm going to check in and provide some insight. I have to document now how this year went, because someone else is going to have the same question I have one day. Like, wait a minute, somebody's going to pull the charts, they're going to forecast their year ahead, and they're going to be like, wait a minute, I haven't seen this before. My lunar return and my solar return is on the same exact day, and there's no way anybody can tell me that this is not significant, because it only happens once every 19 years. And this is my first time in life realizing this can happen. All right, so more information to come. And let's look more into these mectonic site, and also I learned something new today. I never even heard of a metonic cycle before I asked the question about the solar return and lunar return taking place on the same exact day. Wow. All right, signing in, out, above, beyond, below, beneath, underground, all around, uptown, downtown, midtown, here, there, anywhere, everywhere, nowhere, past, present, future. Now I'm mectonic with it. Out.